You see things based on incredible desires. In fact, maybe that's what brought you here tonight. A dream. The ability to see things that don't exist that you want to exist. Dreams are powerful. In fact, the other day I took my daughter and I took my wife. We went to Disneyland, and when I walked in, I was captivated by a sign that says, "The place where dreams come true." And sure enough, you saw kids with their eyes super wide open, smiling, yet chocolate all over their face, and they were happy. Their hair was whacked out. Parents were freaked out. But it was a place where dreams were coming true. They were happy. They were excited just to be in a park. They were exceeded. And as I listened today, it was similar, except it was adult kids, people like you and me, that dream dreams and have seen certain things come to pass. I noticed that what was a common thread amongst every speaker, person that had received some type of an accolade, an accomplishment, for people that showed up this morning, even at the 5K this morning with Mark McDonald, did a phenomenal job with that. Yeah, give him credit. That's phenomenal. But there's one common thread is everyone had a dream. Say a dream. There's power in your dreams. There's passion and fuel in your dreams for the very force that creates the future. Dreams are simply a product of what you crave and desire. A great question to ask yourself tonight as you go back to your room and with your team and friends and family is, what do you want? What do you desire at this phase of your life? Maybe certain things that you cared about in the last phase are not as important and valuable now, and certain things you want to pursue. Dreams are a product of what you long for, what you crave, what you desire. But they're also pictures of your potential. Watching Celeste come up here today with Mark, watching us talking to Conrad and Jill, talking to Steve and Gina, talking to Randy Schrader, talking to different people in this bunch, where they start to paint a picture when they talk about things they've accomplished, their potential becomes exposed. I don't know about you today, as I watch different people that went up on the stage and talked, I began to think like, man, I could do some of that. I could accomplish some of that. I want to take greater charge of my life. Dreams and images of things I had not achieved or had that in my life yet started to become exciting on the inside. And it provoked a thought like, I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could accomplish something like that. Anybody have similar thoughts and feelings today and reactions inside? Dreams are simply pictures of your potential, what you can do that you haven't done, where you can go that you haven't gone, what you can accomplish that you haven't yet. But they're also, more than anything, they're promises of your future. I know for many people, their dreams memorialize where they've been. For others, their dreams memorialize what could have been. But I wonder if we would open up Pandora's box tonight, and even as God says, all things are possible to him who believes. I wonder how you would fill in the next 12 months of your life, because certainly you're going to arrive. The question is where? Every great life has a great theme, and great themes are born out of great dreams. Nudge the person next to you and say, that was good. Dreams, the things you care about, the things you fight for. The reality that something must exist that doesn't exist yet. What is that dream for you? I think I'd like to propose two questions for you as you go tonight. And I don't know about you, I would like to think about it, because the more crystal clear they are, the more compelling they are, they put you into a place where you're able to become active and begin to design the world you want to live in. Because it's not enough just to have a dream, you got to become a dreamer. Somebody that risks everything to make it happen. I thought, what's the difference between a dream and a dreamer? The Someone go, I was sitting there talking to Henry backstage. I go, do you like that? He goes, I think it'll work. I didn't know I was going to be talking about it. I just ran up here just a minute ago. But it's the and the is the ER. What does it stand for? Engagement and resilience. People that have seen their dreams come to pass, whether you're Walt Disney, whether you're Jay-Z, whether you're Steve Jobs, whether you're people that have marched across the stage, whether you're Randy Schrader, whether you're Steve and Gina Merritt, the dreams that came true, they had a moment where they engaged and became crystal clear about what they highly valued and where they wanted to go in their life. And they did not let where they've been define where they were going. I think there's something we can look at this phase in our life and say, this could be a moment where every one of us could challenge our own potential and raise our standard and say, where do I want to go from here? Most people define where they can go based on where they've been. But that's limiting. Your past may explain where you are, but it doesn't have to define where you go. The reality is you have an opportunity to do something different. And if you've done something similar for so long, you can be comfortable. And I teach this often, everything you want is right outside of your comfort zone. I wonder what's right outside of your comfort zone. What's the dream that you need to come to pass? For Ken Porter, his dream was, I did not want to live in poverty my whole life. So he threw himself in engagement and resilience. That I was going to take action, Ken said to me, until I succeeded because I did not want poverty to live in me. It all began with a dream. Touch the person next to you, say, what's your dream? What's your dream? When I was with Randy Schrader in Lisbon not too long ago in the UK there for their wonderful event, Randy started a thing about coming to America, or not coming to America, excuse me, Pretty Woman. And the guy on the street going, what's your dream? What's your dream? Everybody comes with a dream. What's your dream? What can your dream do? Who can your dream help? For we are a part of a more meaningful life. Good dreams are based on what you can get. Great dreams are born on what you can not just get, but what you can give. I believe who we are is placing a new demand on what we maybe become, maybe where we've settled in our life. And tonight could be an incredible moment as you go back. And surely you wouldn't want to cheat your life and cheat your experience and cheat your one precious opportunity to maximize and optimize everything that God's given you. Surely it'd be worth asking yourself a question. I know most people are used to asking themselves bad questions, therefore they get bad answers. For thinking simply asking and answering questions. Jesus the Master said, you ask and you will receive. You seek and you find. Most people ask, well, why haven't my dreams come true? How many know you have an emotional data bank in your mind that can come up with all kinds of reference points of why things have not worked out? Oh, yeah. Why did they look at me that way? Why do I feel bloated? Why did this not work out? Come on, somebody. Why is my hair not growing? Come on, somebody. Why do I look salmon underneath the lights tonight? Come on, you can come with a lot of questions. That was pretty funny. Come on, smile. But if you ask a better question, what is the dream that must come true? For when I think of watching from Henry this morning, to Dallin today, to watching Mauricio, to watching Katie, to watching the different people that have expressed, Dave and Tracy Horvath, watching Jan, watching the different people that have talked about things, they had one thing that brought them here and has allowed them to succeed in their life to take off. They had a moment where a dream captivated their heart. What's that dream inside of you? Your life's way too precious to let somebody else's idea of what you're to be about in your life determine that. Amen. Others can be your advisors, but don't ever let them be a driver. Amen. You give account of your life. This is your one precious life. And if this is the moment to design it, it's a courageous act and it's a creative act. How would you want the rest of the story to end for you? If you had a moment to challenge yourself, surely you wouldn't cheat yourself. So I leave you two questions. Based on watching all these different things, people open that 4x4. I was right there today. How many felt the passion and the excitement watching people get into that thing? I got really excited. I thought it was awesome. But I sat there watching people. I watched people's hands were shaking trying to open that thing. I think it was Doreen. Her hands were totally shaking. She goes, Rex, I can't stop shaking. I'm freaking out. Putting her finger in there. Watching that thing. What is for you the dream that must come true? Watching people today, you've been inspired. What's the dream today that's consumed your heart? Is it better health? Is it better wellness? Is it creating a business based upon having great customers? Is it creating a phenomenal business that has all kinds of business builders? Is it taking control and being a part of a community that allows you to exceed limits and have deep, meaningful relationships and great passion and enjoyment in life? And being a part of a community of people that lift one another up and let people really be the best them. What's the dream that's been inspired your heart today? For 30 seconds, turn to the person on your left and tell them the dream that's captivated you. Go. Come on. You had ideas today. If you're going to elevate yourself, and come on, it's going to come from an idea.
What did you say? Wouldn't it be nice if we got 4 Jeeps? Yeah. All of us a different color. What is yours?
Okay, 10 more seconds. Come on, you got to get it out.
What do you think?
All right. Tonight, you said something here to somebody, but also I want you to go back. You know what? I would encourage everybody, before you go to bed tonight, grab a piece of paper at the hotel. Some of you use the iPad, some use the iPhone. Make a list of things you want to have happen in your life. Today you were exposed to more, and I hope your imagination is taken off and say, you know what, I would like that in my own life. I don't agree with everything he does, but I found it fascinating watching a thing on Forbes the other day with Steve Forbes. He had on Jay-Z, known as his real name Sean Carter, but he said, how did you ever break through and break out of your environment that was so limiting? You grew up in the Marcy Projects in Brooklyn, New York. How did you break out? And I was sitting there, I wanted to see what he had to say, what his answer was going to be. And he sat there and he goes, the craziest thing, he said, my 7th grade teacher, and he goes, I was already dealing drugs then. He said, my 7th grade teacher said to me, I'd like to take the kids on a field trip. And she took us to a house. And he said, I'd never seen a house before. I'd seen it on TV, but I'd never physically been to a house. I grew up in projects, big buildings. I'd never been to a house. He said, I walked onto a house, they had grass. He goes, all of a sudden, my imagination began to open up and unlock as I saw things I never saw up close, that something like this could happen to my life. He said, all of a sudden I started thinking, man, this exists. This actually happens for people. That's what I love about Montevideo. People come into an environment like this, and that environment, they challenge them and says, wait a second, maybe life can be better. Life can be this, can be this. I can be healthier, I can be happier, I can make more money, life could taste good again. Things could happen, I could be like Dallin and have a second chance. Hope fills people's soul. He said, when I did that, he said, I started thinking about things like, man, maybe I don't have to live in a project, maybe I could have a house. He said, then they took me inside the house. And when I went inside the house, what was wild was, he said they took us to the kitchen first, and I had never seen an ice machine. And they pressed it, and ice fell out. He goes, that fascinated me. And it went from, hey, I'd like to have a house one day, I have to have an ice machine. It went from a should to a must. Ooh, that's good. I won't go into that. Everybody's got a should list, huh? I should get some more sleep. Come on, I should get my abs in shape. I should get up for the workout in the morning with Mark McDonald. Come on, somebody. I should start working with customers. I should. You should all over yourself. Come on. Maybe the person next to you just should it on themselves. You never know. But he said that became necessary. And he went to his teacher and said, how do I get one of those? And she turned him on and said, you know what? I want to get you into the dictionary, because the more you become knowledgeable, it opens up your opportunity and your capacity to strengthen the skills and abilities that you have. And he said, that teacher, that person that showed me that there's other things possible, gave me a passion to do something I never thought I could do. And he says, that's what broke me out of the projects, broke me out of drugs. Today, hopefully you've seen models that have motivated you, that could really increase your life. How? Because an idea turns into a belief through a reference point. What I love about this company, it constantly puts out reference points of people who didn't think they could, and they did. When they made a decision, they got aggressive, they engaged with it, and they stayed resilient with it. This is the best time for your life. There's a bridge between where you are and where you can be, and that bridge is you. And the question is, what will you do with your moment? Your dream is, and your dream will be achieved by. For a minute, how will your dream be achieved? Turn to the person on the other side and say, I give them a little list. How will that dream come to pass? Whatever you just told them a minute ago, how will that dream come to pass? 30 seconds. Go for it. Come on. Come on. I know it's later. You guys have been in your seat all night. Come on. Come on, work it just for a minute.
Your comfort zone for sure. Get over losses.
I need to build this business. I need to work.
You've got to stop distractions.
Yeah.
So get rid of the one big distraction, huh? No, I'm still working. You know, I'm tired.
All right.
Grandmommy's.
10 more seconds. Go for it.
Yeah, and I think I just have to, well, I think on that, and to work on my Canadian family.
All right, all eyes on me. How many feel at this place that this could be a real place to really elevate your life, physically, relationally, financially? How many feel that this could